On this episode, we're going to be making a $1,000 mint julep.
That's not what we talked about.
And then we're going to make an even more expensive mint julep.
Again, we're not on the same page here.
And then finally, we're going to make our version of the mint julep.
Okay, that part's true. Cocktails.
Sarah, the mint julep, it's a classic. It's a staple.
Also, maybe a little point of contention for us, because as two Kentuckians who, have grown up around the horse races where the mint julep is most commonly consumed, we don't like it.
Don't really like it.
We don't really like it.
But since there is a $1,000 mint julep out there, we thought, hey, let's take this opportunity to make that. Now, of course, this is the Woodford Reserve Derby Edition mint julep. It's served in a very expensive julep cup, which you get to keep. That's why it's $1,000.
Right, it's like actually silver. They have a gold option too if you feel like spending $2,500.
$2,500. And then also goes to charity. It goes to a good friend's horse farm. This farm is where winning racehorses, thoroughbreds, go to live out the rest of their life.
Oh, retirement.
Yeah, so it's a retirement home for horses.
Nice.
So that's cool. But we're going to get started by making, by the letter, the $1,000 mint julep. Sarah?
Minus the fancy cup.
Minus the, well, we'll talk about the cup here in a second.
We'll talk about the cup. Here's what you'll need to make the 2022 Kentucky Derby mint julep. You'll need some Woodford Reserve.
You'll need to make a honey syrup, which is just equal parts water and honey. But this honey needs to be from Versailles. That's where Woodford is. So luckily we're about 30 minutes from there. So I just drove to Versailles.
Chad, that says Versailles as in France.
Oh, well, Versailles honey will have to do.
You'll also need a lemon peel.
You'll need one orange peel.
Fresh pomegranate arils. Don't worry, you can find those at your local grocery store.
They sound fancy though. You'll need some lemon mint sprigs. We couldn't find any lemon mint, so we just used regular mint. I think we'll be okay.
And one of the most important ingredients for any julep is crushed ice.
The julep cup. Now, this came from my parents. It was a wedding gift back in like 1969.
So it's real?
I would say this is it's close to $1,000. We're gonna call it $1,000 for the purposes of this video.
Sure, okay.
Sarah, where do we get started?
We're gonna muddle. So for this recipe, this is their 2022 Derby recipe. We're gonna do a lemon peel.
Okay.
An orange peel.
Gotcha.
2 of these, they're called pomegranate arils. I think that's how you say it. I knew there were things on the inside of pomegranates, so you take 2 of them, just drop them in your cup there. And lastly, to muddle, we're gonna do 1/3 of an ounce of honey syrup. So if you're unfamiliar with how to make your own syrups, this is equal parts honey to water, and you let it simmer until the honey dissolves, and then you let it cool, and then you have honey syrup.
Easy enough.
So I did 1/2 cup honey, 1/2 cup of water.
All right.
And now we muddle.
So with muddling, you're not trying to like pulverize these ingredients down in there. You're really just trying
we don't want them to dissolve.
Yeah, to release the aromatics,
Express the peels.
the oils, the juices in there. Yeah, express the peel.
I feel like that's a good job. Now, we're gonna fill it up about 2/3 of the way with ice.
Okay.
This is the most fun part of making a julep.
Here comes the pulverizing part. Okay, so obviously your refrigerator may have the crushed ice setting. Some don't, or if you want to, if you really want to get authentic, get one of these bags, fill it up with ice.
You can also put ice in a blender.
You can put ice in a blender.
Like
sure.
you're making margaritas.
But this is more fun.
That's one way to reduce your stress. Crushed ice, about 2/3 of the way full. I'm just gonna give it a little stir real quick just to start getting everything acquainted. And then we will add 2 ounces.
2 ounces.
Of Woodford Reserve.
Because we're doing the Woodford one. Get out of here.
The Woodford way. Give that all a quick stir. We'll need more ice though to top it off with. They really want you to like mound it up really high, but theirs come with a nice straw. We don't have that, and I want to be able to actually drink it.
Save the turtles, I guess.
Is that
what we're saying?
What ice is? Oh no,
no
they're
straws.
Metal straws, Chad.
I know, but
it's not the same.
I was trying
thing.
to give us an excuse. I was trying to give us an out for not having a straw, Sarah.
Okay.
Plus, who likes streaking bourbon through a straw? I mean, not really me.
It's a part of the mint julep experience.
Suppose.
And lastly,
the mint.
The most important thing.
Sprig.
A nice sprig of mint.
Yeah.
Now, you can do this or you don't have to do this. We like to just kind of tap it.
Whack it.
Part of the experience, the aroma.
Again, you're expressing the peel, or the whatever mint is. the leaf.
And they say that you should try to handle julep cups around the mouth, the rim of it, because the oils from your fingers can affect
get
how
that all nice and frosty,
you want the
right?
frost, and it can
Yeah.
affect it. So
Right. They also say some places will let it sit for 5 minutes before they serve it.
I didn't do that just now.
You know us. We'd like to go ahead and drink it. But also, we do notice that it does only get better after about 5 minutes.
It's true. I think don't judge a mint julep by the first sip. Give it a couple minutes. Once everything's mingled in there with the ice, it's actually really nice. That's not too bad, honestly.
That's not too bad. For me, Sarah, the thing that's holding this back is the 90.4 proof
You want some
bourbon. Now, we can still keep it the Woodford Kentucky Derby mint julep.
The 2022 recipe.
2022 recipe, but let's up it. Instead of 90.4, I don't know, let's do 128.3.
Chad, this is how people get just messed up at the Derby.
128.3 Woodford Batch Proof. We're gonna make a second one. You already saw how we did it, so we're gonna skip just to the pouring part of this and then the final step. Let's do it.
I asked Chad, I was like, should we stick with the 2 ounces that's called for in their original recipe? I think maybe we should back it down to 1.5 ounces, but he wants to do 2 ounces. Is this an assault on Woodford Batch Proof? You decide.
Let's have it our Woodford way.
Do you want to do the honors?
Garnish. It's all you, Sarah.
Thank you.
The 1,000 and 239.99 mint julep.
Ooh,
Because the batch proof was 239.99.
that one needs to sit for 5
Yeah,
minutes.
needs a little mellow time.
Oof. It is batch proof. I don't know about that.
You get, whoa, okay. Hold on. You give that about 5 minutes. Let's check in on our other one.
Let's check back in.
That one's getting really good.
It's frosted. Ooh.
Yeah.
That is getting good.
Uh-huh.
I recommend this recipe. They're 2022. Again, as 2 people who are not a fan of juleps,
Yeah.
after sitting for a few minutes, this is really nice.
Hey, before we go any further, I want to take a little pause and tell you about our home on the internet. It is whiskyambitions.com. It's where you can get our t-shirts, hats, hoodies, all of our glassware, candles, and more always coming soon. That's whiskyambitions.com.
You can become a patron at patreon.com/itsbourbonnight and join our community for as little as $1 a month. That is where we exclusively release our barrel picks and after the episode exclusives like Another Round with Chad and Sarah and more.
Of course, we've been drinking a lot of juleps the past 2 days
It's
in
true.
preparation for this episode, doing
I've
research.
had more juleps in the past few days than I've ever had in my whole life.
Same here.
We had so many too because we were trying to come up with our own Chad and Sarah take. We came up with our It's Derby Day instead of It's
Derby
Bourbon
Day.
Night. It's Derby Day julep.
Yeah. Also known as the
46.60.
4660 mint julep.
Yeah, we did the math on what theirs actually cost, and ours it comes in cheaper,
Right.
minus the fancy cup.
And of course, you can split that over a lot of friends. That's just what you have to go all in
To have
get,
one.
to get the bottle, to get the mint, all that jazz.
All
So
the things.
let's go ahead and make the Chad and Sarah, the It's Bourbon Night, the 46, whatever you said.
46.60. It's Derby Day.
It's Derby Day mint julep. Let's go.
Here's what you'll need to make the It's Bourbon Night, It's Derby Day mint julep. Old Forester 100 proof, or the bourbon of your choice, but we do recommend around 100 proof.
Again, you'll need to make that honey syrup. It's just equal parts water to honey.
You'll need some grapefruit juice. I juiced my own grapefruit.
Keeping it fresh. You'll also need a lemon peel,
6 to 8 mint leaves for muddling, plus mint sprigs for garnish.
a couple dashes of Angostura Bitters,
And once again, the critical crushed ice. I like this one so much because last year around this time we were complaining our usual bit about how we don't want to drink mint juleps for Derby Day, so we did the brown Derby cocktail. For some reason, grapefruit and
Works.
bourbon works. It gets this like really luscious, yummy
Who knew?
texture to it. So I was like, oh, okay, if we take a brown Derby and we merged it with a mint julep, what would happen?
If you guys were wondering why this grapefruit's
Why is
been
this
sitting out
grapefruit here? We're gonna upset a few julep purists here.
I'm okay with it.
But I'm okay with it. There's not going to be any shaking. It's still all going to be built in this cup, so calm down. It's a free country.
Let's
We
do
can
it.
what we want. All right, similarly to the last one, we're going to start with a lemon peel.
Okay.
We are going to add some mint.
Because a mint julep, I feel like the one kind of complaint about these two, with mint being the first word of its name, it's
There was
not
no muddled
very minty.
Some people like to muddle the mint, some people don't.
Yeah.
We're going to put some in there. So I did about 6 leaves, 1
Okay.
lemon peel. We're going to do a half an ounce of, I already juiced this, a grapefruit. And a half of an ounce of honey syrup. So again, we're using that same honey syrup that we did
For the,
in the
for
other
the Woodford
two.
one. Okay.
So depending on how much money you want to spend on juleps, you could buy all the ingredients and try these side by side like we did, and then you can tell us that ours is better if you want to, and we won't be mad about it. No, I'm just kidding. So we're gonna take these ingredients. We have a few more things to add, but we're gonna go ahead and muddle this stuff.
All right.
We just wanna Make everybody be friends in there. Okay, and just like the other ones, we're gonna go ahead and fill it about 2/3 of the way with some ice.
Ah, pro tip here.
Only for the It's Bourbonnight mint julep will we give this pro tip.
Ooh, hold on. Go to Sonic and get a cup or two of their ice. It's worth the 89 cents. Thanks to Caroline from Bourbon Outfitters for that tip and the article that she wrote about mint juleps. So we put it in here because we're fancy.
If you don't want to go crushing and hammering all the ice on your own, some people just, who has the time? Saves time.
Isn't that the
And
best?
energy.
Just, they call that pellet ice. Yeah.
Go ahead and give this a stir. Now here is where we kind of go a little bit, wait. Where did you get that? You're getting it in the ice. That's disgusting.
Sarah, you don't go to Sonic and just order ice. That would be rude. I had to get, should I eat this, finish it later? Oh, I'll finish it later. Okay.
Okay, as I was saying,
Right.
before I was so rudely interrupted by a hamburger, actually there was cheese on it, I saw.
cheeseburger.
This is where we go a little bit off the roads. We're gonna add 2 dashes of Angostura Bitters to this. You don't have to. We've tried it both ways. It's good both ways. But if you have this, it's like adding seasoning to your meal. It's
Right.
just a little extra something, really helps tie the cocktail together. If you don't want to, if it upsets you, then don't do it. But I'm gonna do it.
That batch proof mint julep.
Is it settling in nicely?
It's settling in nicely.
Oh, okay.
Want a little sip?
Oh, it's getting better. Whew. We're also going to be a little bit different in this one in that we're not going to use Woodford for this recipe because this episode is not sponsored by Woodford.
It's not sponsored by Woodford.
They just sponsor the Derby. It's not our fault.
We don't want you to think that we're sponsored by Woodford, so we're going to use some...
Not sponsored by Woodford.
Old Forester. Not something that we've used a lot in cocktails before, but Old Forester 100, we experimented with some other bourbons before we found this one. We did some OGD 114. It's a little too nutty, but if you like a peanut buttery type of julep, you might consider that one. But the banana type of profile of the Old Forester,
The kind of fruit notes.
Yeah,
but it also
plays
is like
well.
nice with that 100 proof too.
a little bit more than the 90
little
too.
bit
So
more.
we're not going crazy like the batch proof, but
Somewhere in the middle.
exactly.
And stir. You guys are used to it by this point. You already know. Now we're going to top it.
More ice.
Ice.
Much easier to work with Sonic ice.
It is.
There we go. We got enough. Is the mint? Yeah, hit that mint.
I almost forgot Chad's favorite part.
Aromatic.
Beautiful. Look at that.
Gorgeous.
I mean, it is different than the other two, right? Because we did the grapefruit. I really like it. I like the honey and the grapefruit, that little bit of lemon with the mint. It's like springtime and refreshing. I think it gets better. This one also gets better the longer you let it sit.
They all get better
5 minutes.
as you let them sit.
You know what I realized, Chad?
Hmm.
We forgot to garnish these guys.
Oh, that's right.
Boop.
Better. I feel like the addition of just a couple dashes of bitters makes it taste more cocktail-ish.
And like more cohesive.
Yeah, true.
Hey!
Zoe.
The dog was drinking out of the ice bucket.
Right.
Get away from there! She smells your burger. That's what brought her over.
Can't take her anywhere. If I were to rank these, I would put ours first. Between the two Woodfords, I don't know, as much as I like the idea of the batch proof being used in a $1,000, almost $1,300 in this case, cocktail, I gotta say the regular Woodford is probably a little bit more
I agree.
on brand, you know?
I love this. It's Derby Day julep.
It's Derby Day, yep.
See, I know I like a cocktail when I think I would have more than one of those.
Right, that's sort of the litmus test, isn't it?
If I was at a party, I could definitely go for another one of these. And I think this is just like a really nice summer drink in general, maybe not even just Derby.
Well, 3 cocktails in one episode, and we're
That's a lot.
feeling fine. We're feeling good,
I
yeah.
don't feel bad.
Hey, if you haven't subscribed to us already, you can do so by clicking right up here. There's suggestions of other videos down here, and hope to see you over there in one of those. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Chad.
Happy Derby Day. Until next time, drink more bourbon.
Cocktails.